Allison. That was very nice. And you memorized the whole piece. Your intonation was really clean. This is very difficult piece to play, execute all the notes right in tune and in front of you all. And you know, this is the first time we're meeting for the first. But I would like to know, what do you think about, what's forte to you? The meaning, forte, of course, you know, when the composer writes it, what is it meaning to you?
Well, technically, it means more power and more bow, and trying to pull more sound out of the violin.
Everything all correct. And in fact, Mr. Bruch has written, this is a concerto with a violin solo, which means that it will be a lot of the violinist behind you accompanying you, not just the piano, right, when you're actually playing it. And it will consist of about probably more than 50 people playing different instruments. So whatever you play, whichever note you play, the lower register, middle register, which doesn't project as well as the high register, needs to have a core, needs to have a little more articulation in the sound so that it could cut through the whole orchestra so they could hear you. So in the forte, when you play forte in the orchestra, for example, or even in chamber music, that's a different forte. It's more of a collective forte as a section, but when you're actually playing a forte or fortissimo, and when he writes marcato with more, you know, a little more, even more articulated, aggressive strokes, I think he really wants you to really exaggerate. And that's what I felt like you are not communicating. And to me, this is very rhapsodic concerto to me. You know, it's a very unusual, the way it's written, because a lot of concertos that was written during his time, you know, it was very clear cut. There was an introduction, development, first theme, development, second theme, and the development, recapitulation. That was the first movement. But he starts off with this very rhapsodic beginning where he just gives you the lowest note on the violin, which is a G string, and he does write forte, you know. Not only that, he writes a fermata, which means fermata means, actually in Italy, it's a funny story actually, I'm sorry, maybe segue a little. But in Italy, fermata actually means a bus stop. And there's a reason, because the bus just does not come. You just have to wait forever to come. And so you just have to wait and wait. And so even when he writes a half note with a fermata on top of it, I will probably do more than that note value. So if the orchestra comes in 2 bars, dum, dee, 1, 2, 3, 4. If that's the basic allegro model tempo that you would like to play with, then should hold it at least 2 and then another beat, at least. So, and on top of that, he puts ad lib, which means be free with it. Yes, he does give you the basic foundation of the rhythm he wants you to be free with, but it's up to you to come up with, so they give an idea to the audience that, yes, it's Max Bruch Violin Concerto, but this is how I interpret his music. So, and I would like for you to play more forte and let the sound naturally. Obviously, when you start at the frog of the bow, it's heaviest part of the bow, so it's going to be, with the gravity, it's going to be loud, even if you try not to. Unless you control it, then it comes. But if you just let it go, can you try that? Just the first note. If you need the music or no?
I'm good, thanks.
She's good. She memorized every note. Okay. Good. That's all I want you to do. That's it. Just one, the first note. Big breath in. Good. That's great. Now, can you slow down the bow just a little bit after the initial attack? And then slow down the bow, as if letting people know, I'm not going to let you know exactly how long I'm going to hold this note for, because that's actually what the composer asked you to do anyways. Okay? So it's really up to you. Nobody else knows but you. So slow down the bow and slow it down for a long time. Try it. Great. Okay, another secret I'm going to share with you, now don't tell anybody else, is that at concerts, our heartbeats are a little bit, beating a little faster because we get excited. We're in front of all these people, they pay money to come and see us, this is great, So our pulse, the basic pulse that we had when we're practicing or playing through with a teacher is actually slower than on stage. So always take the back seat. I always say back seat of the tempo. Take it a little bit slower than you think it actually is. So slow down the bow and let the notes, let the first G note disappear on its own for 3 beats or so, 3 basic quarter beats, but be like lazy about it. Be just big beats. I love big beats. It just makes you calmer and lets you enjoy your music more. Because when you think that you don't have enough time, you start to rush. When you rush, instead of sounding virtuosic, because that's the effect that what you want, but instead you seem insecure. What we see is we hear like first 3 notes and the rest disappears. Because it's so fast. Your fingers move too fast, in fact, that we don't get to enjoy the rest. But instead be stubborn about every note. And I want you to have that kind of stubbornness. Play this music. Have you ever seen Picture Max Bruch? Come on, you guys. This is like with the smartphones and Wikipedia. His image is all over the computer. You see this big man, he's got big beard and pretty hardy man. Play, like imagine that you are him on stage. And you will be playing, but. And all those 8th notes, what did I just play? I played G minor chord basically. G, B flat, D, right? And what makes a G minor key really nice and dark is that you play the B flat kind of low. Not, instead of that, a little lower. See, hear the difference between this and, I'm playing exactly same pressure, right? Let them slow down the bow. Even the F sharp, that makes it sadder. He could have gone. But what did he do? And then release it, and then crescendo. And then instead of going to, without the C sharp, he could have gone again. He could have done that. But instead, he put, that C sharp makes it, you know what I mean? It just, to your heart. F sharp and the C sharp. So have that special meaning to those notes. Sometimes we need to decode or analyze what the composer had intended. Why did he put that note? He could have just gone to G, but instead of getting to G so easily, he went through F sharp. And instead of just going to D, he put that C sharp, that leading tone. F sharp leading tone to G, C sharp leading tone to D. Bring meaning. Slow down the bow, B flat. Right, and don't be so hurried to go. Slow down the bow. Be really generous with all the notes and their value of it, okay? Don't skim through. It's up to you. but let us know what you're playing clearly, okay? Enjoy every note. Okay, so if you're running out of the bow, don't worry about it. Running out of the bow. It's okay. I mean, it's edited by somebody else. So maybe he had a special technique to have it longer. But if you don't, then you could change it. It's okay. It's all the same notes you're doing. But try to play them more legato, okay? Because originally he wanted to be sound legato, okay? So that was nice that you put an importance to it. So since you're at the upper half of the bow, don't try to go to the frog so much. Enjoy it. Those. You're trying to go there. No. Enjoy the upper part. Because he will bring it to down here. Then you have enough ball. Yeah? Bow distribution. When there's a slur, it will bring you to the opposite side. So don't worry about going there, okay? So once more. Injobi, good. Frog body, more. And then diminuendo, right? It's just like he wrote. And fermata on that too. So take your time. Orchestra won't come in until you finish. You have complete control over that. Okay, don't forget, okay? So another one I would like to talk about is that the articulation, I don't know if you could see it. There's actually a dot on top of these eighth notes, okay? So a little separation. Crescendo, more separation, ritando, fermata, and then the orchestra come in, optimistic. The first chord is G minor, dark, don't be, this one.
Yeah.
And then, can you play that? Do you hear the difference? Wait, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Die. So she plays. So the next interest. Triumphant. And then forte, accent. Yes. Forte. Yeah. And then difference is dum bum be dum is faster. He wrote eighth notes instead of quarter notes. So, good. And that scale up too fast. I want you to be stubborn about every note. We don't know that you memorize them all because you kind of went through it too quickly. Let us hear every note. Slow down. You don't have to slur this. It's bigger. It's bigger. She starts optimistic, and you show them, yes, it can happen. It's a possibility. And he goes all the way up to the high G. Imagine he traveled from this within, what, first less than 2 minutes. It's huge. And he went huge scale. Even longer, no value, and fermata, and then fortissimo. Go ahead. Even more. Ba, ba. And then rhythm, section starts. And then fortissimo marcato. Okay, that place, I know, I struggle with it too. And my teacher had a great solution because that bar actually is basically improvisation. Somebody, if we hear jazz musicians, if they were to do like they wanted to show some kind of virtuosity. Yes, it does start a second beat, but there's a little, I'm going to cheat a little bit, start a little bit earlier. In fact, I rewrote it. Well, my teacher told me to rewrite it. That instead of the quarter note rest, try eighth note. So then 2/16 becomes part of the first beat. So can you play with me? Bum. Then it becomes easier. Instead of 7 notes, you do 5 notes in the second beat. So come in early, but the rest, really be rhythmical about it. So when you're practicing it, slow it down, like when you're learning something. Okay, let's do it once slowly, with me, just with me, not with a piano. So this is gonna be, the 4 beats, I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Can you do that? 3 and 4 and 1. Stop. No, you were too fast. So. Once more. 1, 3 and 4 and 1. See, it's not that hard. It just, we see cluster of 16 notes. We're like, oh no, it's gonna be fast. I know exactly how you feel. I used to feel the same. But actually, if we really kind of analyze it or decode, then it's not that hard, okay? So once more, and just do a little bit quicker. 3 and 4 and 1. See, da 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 dee da dum ba da, just da dee da 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 dum ba da. Just that. Once more. Ba da be da dee da 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 dum ba da. Once more. Da da dee da. Ba da dee da dum ba da 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 dee da dum ba dee. Yeah. So don't be so fast. Da da dee da dum. Quicker. Da da dee da dum ba da dee da dum ba da. Once more. 3 and. Okay. Now that's the tempo we're gonna go. 3, 4, 1. 1, 1. 3 and 4 and 1. Yeah. It's not that much faster. So the quarter note value, the actual tempo is going to be 3, 4, 1. 1. Yeah. So start early, okay? You could work that out at home, but see, you could make it easier for yourself. Same thing with this one too. Instead of 7 notes in the second beat, do 5 notes and put the first two in part of the first beat. Understand? Mm-hmm. So 1. That's what it will become. And then you just have to make that speed it up. And it won't become so much harder, okay? Mm-hmm. But see, I like that attack. Colle. Same thing in French. You need that initial attack of the sound. It's too soft. Yes, there are times that you need to do that, but not right here. Not at the beginning of the piece. Not even these. I just need to have more weight to it. Imagine you're coming with big cue and you're playing, when you're playing at a concert hall for orchestras, it's many more seats. We have about 300 seats here. It's at least 5 times bigger. So imagine how, if you come in with a, very nice, polite sound, nobody will be able to hear it. Besides, he didn't want you to. Okay? So can we do once more from the beginning? Because that rhapsodic beginning is so important to me. And it's That's the start of the piece. You gotta start well, right? First impression. Take a deep breath. Same thing, but just come in early. You know, we don't have time to work it out, but that was much better. The only thing I would like for you to do is stop the ball, stop the ball. And then slow down the ball. Stop the ball. Forte. Until there, because he did write forte, little diminuendo, but the crescendo again, so I'm sure it's going to forte or even bigger. Same thing, E flat when it starts, and then every note. When you arrive at that G, enjoy your time. Don't go to right away. You are too in a hurry. It gets twice as slow than the 16th previous notes, right? It's 8th note. So once you get there, once more, just 2 lines. Those once more. You could come in maybe just the bar before. 2, 3, 4. Vibrato, good. Stop the body. Good. Stop. Slow down. Stop the ball. Forte, legato, andari, yes. Good. Forte on the 16th notes. Every note. 2, 3, 4. The only thing. Can you use a whole bow on the G? Yes. Can you go from? Da da di da di. Just start early on this. Exactly do the same, but. Yay! Fa forte, beam, ba-dum. Okay, this he wrote double dotted, right? And then exaggerate those, okay? There was so much, you know, you play that scale, like we could hear every note. Did we hear it? Yes, okay. Same thing on that. The one thing that I would like to mention about, again, the second theme, what's the dynamic he wrote?
Mezzo forte.
And?
Crescendo. Expressivo.
Mezzo forte, not only that, espressivo. So mezzo forte with so much love, so much passion. Vibrato, more core in the sound. He's already giving us all those. And da 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 di da di, this 5 notes in one beat again. Expand. It's not da da da, you're too quick on those. Da-da-da-da-dum, you know? No, you were too fast. You were actually going ahead of her, okay? And then same. You actually have a lot of time. Even this coming up. Fortissimo. Fortissimo, and then till still. He puts forzando, like be even more espressivo. It says molto espressivo when he writes that, right? Like, you have to be burning. You have to be like on fire so that people feel the warmth. Okay? All right, good. Thank you very much. Same thing. Don't be so fast. Okay? That's good. Thank you.
Thank you.